The functionary roles, counter, timer, word of the day, and grammarian, are unique in the sense that there's not a lot of speaking involved in performing them. Quite to the contrary, the objective is to keep them as short and crisp as possible. This is not a bad thing. In the real world, there are many times when a simple count is exactly what you want.
Fellow Toastmasters, tonight our counter is going to be Julie. Julie, why don't you come up for a moment and tell us what you're going to be watching for tonight?
As the R counter, I'll be listening for the R's and other filler words that people often use. These injections generally disrupt the flow of speech and they make the speech less interesting. I'll keep track of them and then I'll let people know how they did at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. As general evaluator, I'd like to call up our functionary to let us know how we did this evening. Julie, why don't you come back up and tell us how we did with our R's and Ums tonight?
Madam Toastmaster, I've carefully noted everyone's use of our favourite words. Mary, you had 2 R's. Fred, 4. Jim, you had 2 R's in your presentation of the word of the day and 6 more in table topics. John 6, Tien 3, Abby 1, Ken 1, Vickers 1, 1 R and 1 Chen, you had no R's, but you used like as a filler 4 times. Jane 1, and that's all I heard. Thank you.
That was certainly short and to the point. Not too exciting, but useful. Now let's watch a different R counter.
Tonight our R counter will be Kevin. Kevin, why don't you come up and tell us what you're going to be watching for tonight?
As the R counter, I will be listening for R's and other filler words that people often use. Many people don't even notice how many times they say R, and they're generally speaking. And it can be very distracting. If you watch some politicians, it will drive you absolutely crazy to hear and to see these people speaking with so many R's. You just can't really make sense of what they're saying. Another example as well, I think that John and Mary should be buying the big house on the block. I will be counting those carefully and giving a summary at the end of the meeting. So I'm warning everyone, you say that word and I will get you, I'm going to catch it. So let's be awesome, not awful.
And now I'm going to ask for our functionary report. Kevin, why don't you come up and tell us how we did with our R's and Ums tonight?
Madam Toastmaster, this was a meeting for the record books. If we had collected 1 penny for every R, we'd be rich. Now let me see. Mary, you had 1 R in your speech and another one in your report. Fred, you're usually free, but this time I caught 4 in a single table topic session. Tisk, tisk. Jim, you take the cake with 8 R's. I heard Tien say it twice for certain, and there was 1 more pause that might have been an R. I'll let you slide this time and just put you down for 2. Oh, I said R right there, darn it. Abdi, you were almost perfect. I thought you were going to make it, but right at the end, you dropped the A word. Kim, you had 1 R, but said like several times. I'm not sure if like should count for 1 or 2. That gives us a grand total of 35 R's and other filler words in 1 hour meeting with 17 members. That's an average of 2 R's per member. Madam Toastmaster.
R counter 2 was certainly more expressive than R counter 1, and funnier too. But who made you feel better? Do you like the idea of the ah counter catching your mistakes? And do you like people letting you slide, especially after they've announced it to everyone? I'm much happier when the ah counter is short, sweet, and to the point. Aren't you?